welcome back to my channel. So today I have a review for you guys. These are the SuperMarker permanent markers, and this is the 80 color set. So of course you guys already heard me talk about the SuperMarker skin tones. I got 12 colors, and they had like a nice little range of some like portrait pink type of colors, some light yellowy base colors, and some darker colors in a nice range. They really had a nice range of pinks and oranges, and I really liked how they just laid down ink and they didn't eat at my paper or anything. So I decided, why won't I go ahead and buy a bigger set of these? I really love the shape as well. Like, they fit really well in my hand. They are like a triangle type of barrel. It's kind of rounder, but it's also not uncomfortable or anything like that. They feel really good, and they have a standard chisel nip and bullet tip. So if you guys were looking for brush tips or anything for these markers, I don't believe that they have any, but a plus size about the shape of these, they don't roll off your desk or anything like that, so you're good to go on that. Alright, so let's get into the colors. These are, from looks of it, not organized at all. The reds look like they're pretty much organized. The blues, like they kind of have a section, but I'm gonna go ahead and organize these as I do the swatches for them, and hopefully they come out cohesive, I guess. Anyway, I do see some repeats of the Skintone markers that I already have. I'm just going to show you guys quickly some swatches, and yeah, we'll get into some art. I was looking at some reviews for these markers on Amazon, and they have a 3.5 out of 5-star rating. Yeah, so apparently some people got like these chunky bits on the marker, and that's why they're upset about it. I found one that had the chunkiness to it. I'm gonna let you guys know if I see any more that are like this. So I did get some weird crystallizing on some of these. So this is a cool blue, and I got some crystallizing on cool blue, but I'm gonna try to soak these in alcohol to get rid of the crystallization. Yeah, and this one was just so funky. This one is actually like a green color, but it's called light aqua, and it basically does not match the cap at all. But as you can see, I don't know, they look like crystals, but at the same time they kind of look like fungus to me. And I think I got some on this one. I think this is evergreen. Yeah, this is evergreen, and I got some on here as well. So basically out of 80 or 79, I got crystallizing and dryness out of 4 of them. So that's not that bad, but SuperMarkers can definitely fix that, because look at this. This is just ridiculous. Like, are you serious? Yeah, so I'm gonna try soaking these 4 in alcohol, and hopefully they get their act together. And I do have like some ink that I can basically try to refill these markers with, just because the markers say that they're not refillable, or they don't state if they're refillable. You can refill them, you know, so I'm not going to trip too much. I have like blue and pink ink that I'm going to try to refill these with. I don't know what I'm going to do for the green. I'm just going to see if I can just sit it in the alcohol, because this one wasn't that dried out, but it was dry. So this was the swatch for the evergreen, and it was dry. It wasn't like crusty or anything, but it was, I mean, it definitely was crusty, but it wasn't the worst. I think aqua, the light aqua, was the worst, because just look at that, like it was completely dried out. But I'm gonna fix it. But within the meantime, I wanted to show you guys the art that I'm going to be doing today. So because I have such a huge array of colors, I wanted to play with basically a rainbow effect. So I'm going to map out which ones that I want to use for sure. I figured this out when I was doing the swatches. I know I love Rose Mist. Oh, I forgot all about Rosalina. I like this one. This one was cute. I'm using this one too. All right, you guys, so I have all of my colors for this set, and I'm gonna try using the colors blender as well. So hopefully this goes how I want it to, and we won't have a huge fail, you know? Since I had such a huge selection of colors, I decided to go ahead and do something of a rainbow effect. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. All I know is I wanted to do something that was going to pop. So I just thought the only thing that I can think of that complements all of these colors is black. Rainbow and black. So I went ahead and drew this girl, and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I know I wanted to incorporate more hands and stuff like that and work on more poses and stuff with my art. So this is the concept that I came up with. So her hand is basically just resting on her face. It probably looks a little awkward, you know, with the placement and stuff, but whatever the who, I'm working on hands. And I decided to use those brush markers that I did a review on, those $8 brush markers, and try to redeem them when it came down to just more flattering skin tones. But I didn't really want to take a chance and mess this up. But it was a good thing that I did decide to go ahead and use those brush markers with this, with these markers, with the SuperMarkers, just because it showed me that they are extra blendable. So now I can use more markers with my art, and I don't have a problem with the way that these markers blend. So basically, I came up with a way for me to use those SuperMarkers and those Studio 71 markers together, just because I didn't like the shade range on the Studio 71 markers. So now I can use them with any of my other markers, because I see how they react to the paper and the ink all together, and I just love it. Even though I had those 4 shades that were messed up, it still didn't like mess up the picture or anything, because I did want to use one of those blues, but I still was able to get out, you know, the shades and stuff that I wanted, so I'm happy with that. I was hoping that I wouldn't get anything that just looked too muddy or anything like that, especially when it came down to blending because of all the colors that I was using, but it came out pretty good. As you see, I do get a pretty good gradient effect on her eyes. I like the way that blended out, and I really love the way that the skin, you know, just melts right into everything. Like all of the ink just melted in really well on the skin and stuff like that. So I was really happy about that. And I do love how vibrant the colors are, like on the butterflies and stuff, and they look even more vibrant once I added like the shading and the details and all of that stuff onto the butterflies. So as for the line art and the markers itself, I did get some smearing and some smudging, so be careful with just be careful with that. I did go in with the colorless blender to do any type of cleanup on this art. I didn't have really much to clean up, but I did have some areas that I wanted to go back over, and I just was disappointed about like my line art and stuff, because I did have this, you know, basically drawn and inked for a while. I just needed to go ahead and get the markers and sit down and finally do the review for them. And yeah, so that was a bummer when I started to go in and actually apply the colors. If you notice on her mole on her face, it's smudged, but you know what, I'm gonna just play that one up. I do really love like how deep and vibrant these colors are, just because when I went to go shade and select her hair and all of that stuff, you know, I wanted to try and attempt cell shading on like everything with her. I don't know if I really achieved that, but I just like the effect that the hair and stuff was given. I got some really good highlights and stuff like that, so the ink basically just blended all together, so I didn't have to put in much work. Honestly, the true star of this art is this black color. Like, it really did help make everything pop, just because like I had such a huge selection of colors that I was putting into this piece with the butterflies. It just made everything merge together nicely. I didn't know if I wanted to leave the butterflies like white or give them like some type of purple hue, but I decided to go ahead and jump in with the black, and things just came out perfectly. I was just really happy with this one. So if you guys do like this piece of art, go ahead and let me know in the comments. And when it came down to like the finer details, like with my jelly roll and stuff, I didn't have a problem with just laying down the ink on top of the markers. So that was really good, just because, you know, some markers that you may get, your jelly roll just won't show up on top of it. For whatever reason, they just react a certain type of way to the markers and they don't want to respond. But these, as you can see, were very vibrant, and the jelly roll did just like lay perfectly on top of it. I didn't have to go in and do anything extra, and it came out really nice. I love the highlights and stuff that I got with the markers and the jelly roll. Have you guys even heard about SuperMarkers before? I haven't seen a lot of reviews or anything on YouTube about them, but I'm hoping that you guys are interested in trying them, because I do think that they're a pretty good selection for the price and stuff. So do you guys know of any more markers that you would like to see a review on? Just because I am interested in just like building a collection of markers now. I think they're kind of my favorite more than watercolors at the moment. You know, they just dry quicker and they're easier to put down color. Alright, so that's basically it for this art, you guys. Here is the finished piece. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hugs and kisses and loves, and don't forget to stay moisturized. Love you. Bye.